So this is my number 7 extended thoughts, better stories for the playsets. This is part of my top 10 series on top 10 changes I want to see in Disney Infinity 3.0, the game. Click on this video here. Whoops, there. Click here if you want to watch that top 10 video. But this is just my extended thoughts on better stories. Better stories, obviously this is not a super technical one. It's just that I think just because this is pitched as a kids game, even though there is a huge audience of non-kids who play this game, I just don't see there any excuse for not having a good story as part of your playsets. It doesn't have to be an overly complex story, mind you, but it just has to be a good, interesting story so that there is a reason to play the playset. And it's not just the I guess what I would class as the cutscene story element. I'm saying you want to tie all your challenges, all the side missions, whatever those sorts of things are in the toy box. They all need to contribute to a single storyline of interest, particularly when you think about, in my perfect world, a playset is probably anywhere from, I think, 3 hour to sort of a maximum 6 hour experience, 6 hour campaign, including side stories. That's my weird and wonderful future. That allows for incredibly tight storytelling, I believe. Anyway, but yeah, so it's all a single story, and I kind of almost think of it like, to use a dated reference, like the old Golden books. You know, these incredibly short, entertaining stories. The only other thing I would state is I think there's a huge opportunity. All the playsets of the Disney Infinity past have never been a straight retelling of an existing story. So Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't a retelling of Pirates, Toy Story, so on. The Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't the Guardians of the Galaxy movie in game form. So there's a really good opportunity. I think some of the best licensed games, if you want to call it, movie-based games, are the games that tell side stories but still tie into the canon of the original film. So backstories and those sorts of things. I just think that would create a better scenario in playsets and make them much more memorable and enjoyable to play. Now, whether you can make those things have replayability, I'm not sure. That's a discussion for another time. But certainly, I just think we're in an age of video games in this indie area where story is coming out in the forefront. You know, games like The Last of Us, games like Valiant Hearts I've mentioned before, they all have great story first, but then are also backed up with great gameplay. But the thing you remember most, I feel, is the story afterwards. So why cheapen it? Let's not make it feel like a kiddie product and just have these just cookie cutter stories, and let's build a world that maybe even is a little bit more interactive, maybe? Like, wouldn't it be cool if there was a little bit of crossover between the play sets? I don't know, that's just an idea, but let's hope we get better stories in Disney Infinity 3.0. But that's my number 7 in a nutshell, really quick, and please let me know what you think would make a great story for a playset in the comments below, and we will get around to discussing those thoughts in a future episode of the Inside Infinity podcast.